Hello and welcome back. This is going to be part one of this series to create fur or eyelashes plus the hair. So we usually have a mesh that creates the illusion to have eyelashes meshes. But in this case, we're going to use our technique using hair curves. The first important thing is that you need to have a symmetrical UV unwrapping. This is important to make possible and texturize correctly all of the hair curves. Next, we're going to select the face, and with the face selected, Shift A and add empty fur. In this case, this is the one choice that you want to make, and once that's created, you're going to see that the object in the outliner is created. Next, we're going to explore this. I'm going to drag and drop this to the correct collection. Next, we're going to explore this and we're going to add attributes. This is important for the plugin for the add-on Groom exporter to work. I'm using Blender 4.3 and right now I'm going to add a new attribute, as you can see right here. I'm going to add the thickness and also the other attributes as well, and then I'm going to create a new one, and that one is going to be roughness, just like this, all lower caps. With all of those attributes necessarily created, you are also going to notice here in the properties that the UV set is already in place. And this is the Groom exporter add-on from Gumroad. You can read the description for the link. And down in this section, you're going to notice that it's going to require that you fill this with the UV layout. That UV layout is not going to be created unless you create the first hair curve. But for the rest of them, for thickness, we have radius, we have roughness, and the other attributes as well can be fulfilled there. But we need specifically that UV attribute. So that's going to be created once you assign a material and then create your UV UV hair curve. So I'm going to give just a generic material here, a principal BSDF, and we're going to move some of those parameters around. Okay, so now we select the hair fur and we come here into edit. Once we get here, we're going to get new set of tools that we're going to be using. My first approach over here is going to activate these options that you see right here in order for me to create individual hair strands. So in the curve to shapes options, we're going to set the length 0.05 because once we click here, we don't want that hair curve to be too long. We just want it as small as 0.05. Now we come here into the properties for the rendering, and then in curves, I need you to switch from strand into strips, as you can see right here. Once you have all of that set, we can start adding the rest of the eyelashes, which is the purpose of this tutorial. Now this tutorial is set in two parts, so this is part number one. All right, let's switch into geometry nodes because we want to show you how you can use the presets that come with Blender. The hair fur presets can be applied into your creation. In this case, we're going to explore here the options for the geometry nodes hair. And what we want to do is drag and drop this directly on top of the hair curve to set the profile. And then you can come here into the modifier settings, and we're going to adjust this to be a little bit thinner, 0.002. And that way we're going to get a very thin hair curve. All right, so that's looking good. The next thing we want to do is to continue filling the rest of the eyelashes. As you can see, this is good enough. Now I'm going to use this tool to delete those hair curves, and then I'm going to activate symmetry on X. Our interest is that whenever we create a hair curve on the right side, immediately on the left side we're going to see it reflected. So yeah, that's about good enough. Now let's create the rest of them, specifically at the middle of the face, the polygon face that we have for each of the strands planned for this eyelash grooming session. Next, I want to select with Shift Spacebar immediately on the screen the brush set for comb, and depending on the level of the zoom that you have on your viewport and the position of the camera for the Y and X axis, you can groom your hair, in this case fur, to have this kind of shapes similar to the eyelashes. So I'm fast forwarding this process so that you can see it, and our purpose here is to create the rest of the eyelashes. However, we also have this tool, this slide tool. Many times people ask me, how do we use that? How is it useful? Well, this is a very exclusive case where we can actually draw the eyelash and then move it to another location or slide it along the eyelash, arc for the eye. So creating eyelashes, obviously it's an art form of itself. The makeup has its tricks, but basically what we want to do here is to count the number of eyelashes hairs that we have. It's around 3 or 4, so let's adjust that here. I'm going to set it to something like 5. I'm also going to interpolate the length plus the shape, and maybe 5 is just a little too high. Let's go with 3. Okay, every time I want to brush this or create this eyelashes, I want 3 sections in between sections. So that's looking good. Again, I'm just doing this super fast so that you can get a quick idea. I don't want to make this tutorial too long, therefore I split this in 2 parts, because right now we're doing the easy part. Here's another time lapse, and this is what I got. This is how the eyelashes look. And of course, I'm going to switch the camera. I'm going to use the comb, the selection tool, to specifically modify only what I click on. And that is specifically useful for this case. I'm going to deselect symmetry, and then I'm going to just select only a single hair strand. I'm going to fast forward this so that you can see, and then you can modify each of the eyelashes. Now let's go for the lower part of the eye, and this is what I have right now. This is looking good, so I'm going to modify this again using the brush to comb and also interpolation for the shapes. So I'm going to use 2 or 3, and this is what I got. All right, you can also isolate this and work with this style. You can also slow down the video and complete the rest of the eyelashes. So that's it. This is super easy. This is part 1 of this tutorial, and hopefully if you get excited with this, let me know if I should do part 2. Thank you.